So once again, me, your border man, NJ to the city with the number 2 NTO. Shout out was for better and for worse. So here's a few things that I'm gonna, focus on, if not three things. I swear I want to get back on some more women's basketball, which is what I'm watching right now on ACC Network with Virginia Tech and Pittsburgh, and they're just doing awesome. Kayla King's doing phenomenal. She's a guard, and I think they're all-star center, if not all-star power forward, and Miss Elizabeth Kittles. I know Kitley. I think Kitley, not Kittles. I know her last name starts with Kitt. It's dumb that I say I now forgot her, her full last name, because I literally did a video like an hour ago saying her actual last name, but you get the point. I really want to get more into women's basketball, but also, with this video. But if I don't, I'll do it in another video. And I also want to get more into my music with what makes a radio record, and then two, get into how, even though I've been down here in Mississippi since late July helping out my grandparents and other family matters, I want to get into where I think that, God has had my back this entire time with these family matters, and he totally, I feel like he's totally gonna surprise me when I get back to the city. I feel like that 110%. Cause here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Cause I do feel like I'm already famous, but it's like I feel like I'm about to be probably more famous than I've ever been, and it was all a part of God's plan to begin with. So I'm super excited to get back and continue building this legacy and seeing where we can go to building it into a dynasty, and or whatever else I could put there. So here's the thing. First off, what makes a radio record, if I didn't already put this in another video this past week, over this past week, what makes a radio record for NJ2TheCity is that by God's grace, you do hear it on the actual radio one of these days. And I mean, like, your actual radio that you actually have to turn on, not the, 95.1 WAPE and 93.3. I think that's what it is, yeah, 93.3, and etc. Those some two Jacksonville radio stations that I can name, or K-Love, or whatever. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm hoping for when it comes to radio play. I'm hoping that will happen eventually with some of these songs. But if it doesn't, what a radio record means for me is that these are the songs that I would like to play on the radio. And even but the next best thing is just to promote them as if they were on the radio. Give them just as much marketing and promotion as I can, as if they were on the radio, so I can be, bigly known off of these particular songs. And I believe that songs like Nisa's Home, Nisa's Family, and songs like MSM2, VRA Kid for Life are my first two that I'm announcing as my radio records. And the reason why is because, trust me, when I think about it, I got so many other records that are just perfect for radio records, but those are just the top two, because radio records are records that you want to get more out there and you want to be known for. Elizabeth Kitley, that's who she is, not Kittles. Elizabeth Kitley. She, I think, is the power forward, not the center. But back to business with my rap. Here's the thing about it. I got a lot of other. Here's the thing about what makes a radio record for me. What makes a radio record is not just a record that, sounds nice with good beat, nice flow, nice tempo. A radio record is something that I think is going to hook you and you can jam out to anytime, any place, anywhere, for any reason. That's what makes a radio record for me. And or a radio record that is going to get you up out your seat, and you're going to either want to dance, you're going to want to celebrate, you're going to want to, be a rock star for the moment, which is what I think what MSM2 does. And a few other things like that, whether it's pop, whether it's rap, whether it's R&B, it's something that you can vibe to, something you can, vibe to, hang on to, hang out with. That's what it is. I'm not gonna just put a name something as a radio record for me if I don't think this has if I think I think you could say you could say if I think it has bust potential, but more so, nothing that I produce for the 99.9% is a bust. And I said 99.9%. I probably need to dial that down a little bit lower. But actually, it depends on the quality of the music that I create when it comes to your ears. Because some people don't like my music because it's just not made for them. I guess you could say because I rap very. I ain't gonna say because I rap very godly, but more so because I rap very. I rap about education a lot. I rap about you know kids serving the community a lot. I rap a lot about church. Yeah, I rap a lot about things that most mainstream rappers don't even touch. Etc. That's what my music is chock full of, and so on. But a radio record is something that I mean, when I'm producing these records, I know what a radio record is versus as I'm producing them from my catalog. I'm hearing what a radio record sounds like, versus what just a regular record sounds like. And I'm not promoting every record like a radio. I'm not going to promote everything that I've ever dropped, let alone what I've been dropping within the second half of this year. I'm not promoting every record as a radio record. If I did that, I'll probably have 50. And that's the thing. I'm not trying, and that's the thing. If I'm going to have anywhere close to that, it's going to have to be records that, like I keep saying, have no bust potential. They have absolutely, I want to say bass potential, platinum potential, something like that. You get the point. Like records, like I keep telling you, that people want to hear, records that people can vibe to, they can jam to, they can dance to, they can rock out to. You can play anytime, any place, anywhere, for anything, any reason, and that's what the first one of Niece is Family, Niece's Home, Niece's Family is. That's why I say that is my first radio record, because I know for a fact that is a surefire, you can't miss radio record. And then MSM2, if you want to rock out, that's a surefire rock and roll radio record for all my Valley Rich kids. Because I'm literally saying, I'm a Valley Rich kid for life, and I'm saying NJ to the city, NJ to the city, NJ to the city, NJ to the city. I'm saying that real fast, and it's gobs of fun if you just want to rock out. And the thing about that with MSM2 is the beat is not a rock beat whatsoever, except for the beginning. That's why when I first made that song, or when I first messaged that song out to people, I was telling them that MSM2 is more of a, it's like oh, like I say, it is a rock record, but it's a rock record more so because of my vocals rather than the beat itself, and I want people to totally understand that, but the beginning of it, reason why I got that guitar towards the beginning of MSM2 is because I was thinking about Juice WRLD's Come and Go, which is a dope, fire, classic, you can't miss it, radio record for him, etc. Rest in peace. And that's what I want people to understand about who I am and how I make records and what I decide is a radio record or not. I'm not going to tell you that my goal is at 50 radio records, but my goal is to definitely put out records that for sure, that I know you're going to like, you're going to enjoy, you can vibe to, and will speak to you when it comes to indeed having a radio record. I think I have many others to promote as radio records, but we're definitely going to see as time goes on which ones I decide to promote as my radio records and which ones not. Because I have a lot more to promote a lot more to promote as such, but it's just the fact of again, especially after listening to the radio for many years, I know what sounds like a radio record versus what is just a regular song, on my catalog. And I hope to, impress people with what I promote as my radio. Cause that's kind of what another part of it is. You want to impress people with what you call a radio record. You don't want to just put out something that sounds super average that even a third grader could have made. You want to put out something that sounds of quality and class with, everything from your lyrics, which is always, top notch, from your flow to, the way to the way you mix your beats, just everything. You wanted to send a message. You wanted to speak to the audience. You wanted to, you wanted to do well. You wanted to go far, amongst things. And especially, and I want people to understand, that's the top thing about with me saying this, and that's my radio record. I want people to totally understand that I know that in order, especially if it's coming from NJ, I don't just want you to listen to my music and feel like you got bamboozled. I want you to listen to my music and feel enlightened, feel empowered, feel encouraged, and feel like, wow, this kid got something here, and I can actually take this and I can share with my friends and we can listen to it and we can vibe out and we can have a good time with it, amongst other things. I know that if you're gonna promote something as a radio record, it needs to be a surefire hit. It needs to be something that people actually can gravitate towards, they want to listen to, slash something that has really good replay value. And that's exactly what I'm doing with these records as I promote them as radio records. I'm thinking about that, when it comes to replay value. I want the stuff to have, and those are the records that I'm gonna be promoting as my radio records are the ones that have replay values, the one that I can tell puts you in a mood and something that you can totally, relax to or vibe out to in some type of God first creative way that is going to hopefully you could say get this song stuck in your head, to where, you can't help but to play it over and over and over again, let alone you can't help but to just, you can't help but to sing the lyrics, rap the verses, and play along, with the wordplay. Let alone you can't help but to try to tag along with the movement, because I'm taking the city by storm when I come back. Because I have to do what I can to work with the community, work with the city, work with the police, work with everybody to protect the city so I can become the voice of the city. For my name is NJ2TheCity, and we got to start somewhere. We're not only protecting Jacksonville, but making it one of the safest places to live on all planet Earth, let alone the state of Florida, let alone do what we got to do to work with all sides of the community, what makes Jacksonville great, so we can once again push that to the forefront and cure violence and heal, heal our ills, and so many other things I can name there. Jacksonville, Knockety, St. Augustine, you get the point. Do what we got to do to collectively work as constructive units to move forward together. And I mean, I'm already pretty much the voice of the city, but you get the point of, where I'm taking this, why I have no other choice but to succeed, and why I know that with the right marketing and promotion, this, this stuff is going to pop. I mean, and again, some things, some videos, some records have already popped, but have everything pop on a more consistent basis. That's where I've been trying to get this channel since I started back in 2015, ladies and gentlemen. I've been trying to get there, and it just takes patience. It takes, God's timing, and it takes will, work, and effort, to get it all going. But I've been putting that in, and the rest is in God's hands. And like I said, I have a drive for this. So one of the reasons why I'm never quitting with my hustle on this, because I know my talent and my potential. I know you just put me in front of a camera and watch me work, and I'm going to blow you away, and so on. And I just know that, I want to get all this material out there in the most fluent voices I possibly can, that's going to help people, help children more than anything. Help children through whatever they're going through, anxiety, depression, whatever you're going through. And I want to be out there on those front lines to adopt more kids into my family so I can be their big brother. That's definitely one of the top things I want everybody to understand. If you don't learn anything else from my brand, from my movement, from my impact, I want to adopt as many kids out there from any age, from any grade level, even, college kids, and so on. Like, I don't care how old you are. I don't care what your grade is. I want to adopt more kids into my life, into my family, so I can be their big brother, and I can mentor them, and I can, be their role model for a better life with Christ, and you're never too old or never too young. Better yet, you're kind of both. You're never too young and you're never too old to have a mentor. You're never too old. You're never too young to have another big brother in your life, and you're never too old, never too young to to continuously grow, develop, and let Christ reign. Let Christ reign upon you to better strengthen and encourage you. Pretty sure you understand what I'm saying by now. But that's what radio records are, and I look forward, that's what radio records are, for me. to me and my catalog, and I look forward to shining a lot more love and a lot more light on women's empowerment, women's sports, women's basketball, and just anything and everything else that I can come up with in the future. Your boy ain't stopping. Your boy got too many takes. I'm too smart. I got too many opinions. God bless your boy, man. NJ to the city out. Peace. God bless.